Today's starting lineups are brought to you by Scotiabank, proud to be the official bank of the PWHL. Claire Thompson has entered the league with a blast. 4 points in her last game. Third overall pick out of Princeton has been fantastic. Brooke Bryant will be on the first line for her second straight start as well at that right wing spot. New York already with 2 wins, one of them in overtime against Minnesota, will look like this to start the game. One of the best top lines in the league. Levy getting her first start of the season after Corrine Schroeder started the first 4. Puck is dropped, and we are off and running. New York in their home teal jerseys with the dark blue pants. On the other side, Minnesota defending Walter Cup champions in their road whites with the purple trim. Here's Fillier, first overall pick in the draft. On a rush already. Oh, well deflected by Bookbinder.
That's a hard first save, too, because that was supposed to be a fastball, and it knuckled on its way in. Hensley had to adjust and made a really good save with the right pad.
Bourbonnais settles things down behind Levy. Sends it through the neutral zone. Up and past Jaguar. New York coming off of a big win against Toronto. These are their keys to the game. What do you think, Dave?
Even without Ella Shelton, they defend very well with their feet. They're very active. They've got great speed back there. And the thing that their coaching staff likes, they've been able to establish 4 lines so they can count on any of these lines to score, as well as do what they need to do defensively.
Greg Fargo, the head coach, is in his first season at the helm here in New York. Spent 12 years as the head coach of the Colgate Raiders. Had great success in central New York. He and his family moved to New Jersey, and he starts his professional career behind the bench.
He on the women's side, and Donnie Vaughn, who is a legend in the NCAA coaching world, was on the men's side for a long time too. Great hockey programs at Colgate in the ECAC.
Finished national runner-up in 2018, losing to ECAC rival Clarkson in that one. As both teams trying to settle things down, there's the captain, Zandy Hart.
By the way, that's Hatfields and McCoy's up there, Colgate and Clarkson. That's a great rivalry.
Working through his coin, but it's stopped by Nyland Person all the way in on Hensley, who makes another save.
How well Minnesota uses goal line to backboards to create offense.
Ozone faceoff won by New York. From the left point, it comes in and stood up in the circle.
As I joked with Kinney earlier, I said you played against Gretzky a lot, so you had a chance to see him work in his office, and apparently you picked up some tips on it.
They're high scoring to start the season. Minnesota averaging 4 goals through their first 4 games. New York not far behind at 3.5 per contest. Both teams letting up 2.5 goals in the early going. In front of goal, Curl tried to get to it. Fillier on the doorstep. Here's a shot and another save, Hensley. That one came in from Fecto. New York still applying pressure. Backhanded over. Centering feed disrupted.
2 good early chances by New York as they find soft ice off good creativity coming off the walls.
Brooke Hobson wins the race to the end boards. Downey Lantry shoots. Might have hit the skate of Hensley, who's been busy in these first 3 minutes.
And another example, finding soft ice, which New York has been really good at through 4 games.
They're coming off of a 4-2 win against Toronto. All 4 goals were scored in the second period, all by different goal scorers. Minnesota on the other side coming off of a 5-2 win at home against Ottawa. They will have a 5-game homestand starting on December 28th.
And Dave, when we talk about soft ice, it's areas of the ice that are open inside the offensive zone, either underneath the coverage or in between it. So whether the forwards are playing a little bit lower, defending, the defenders at the point could sneak in just above them in the ice that's open for them, or around the face-off that tends to be open ice in defensive zone coverage. You sneak into an area that's wide open so you can get off a quick shot.
Shots 3-0 New York early. Minnesota likes to play with the puck. They haven't had much of it. Coming in now, Rosenthal. And it goes through to the opposite corner. Shishova slammed into the boards. Arms stay down. Big hit by Rosenthal.
Good physical presence early by the Sirens.
Shishova can't handle it at the red line. Northeastern product, played with Kendall Coyne Schofield, the captain of this Minnesota team.
That made our stage manager Chris Riley proud, who's a Northeastern alum.
A lot of Hockey East ties, a lot of Northeastern players. fight in the corner, but it's outletted to Kava. Kava gets it to Steckline. Steckline takes her time, passes to her right. Sent in, and slapped down by New York. This will be icing. Jesse Eldridge was the one with the chance on the far post.
And to use a baseball term, as I know you're a little bit of a baseball guy, you don't want to give either one of these teams extra outs.
Here's Coyne trying to get an angle. She scores! The captain draws first blood. 1-0 Frost.
th goal that Minnesota has scored this season. She's been on the ice for 7 of them. And she creates a great play here. Real nice patience by Kelly Panic to regroup and get the puck out of the zone. A fortunate bounce off the skate of Kava. She just drives the net and throws one down low. Usually this is an area of strength for Abby Levy facing her first shot of the game. And Coyne sneaks it through.
Coyne was 8th in the league in shots last year, had just under 80. That's her second goal of the sophomore campaign. The 32-year-old forward from Palos Heights, Illinois, won the Patty Kazmaier Award with Northeastern. As a first-team All-American, has had an illustrious career. And just like that, the defending champs are on top 1-0. They led 2-0 against New York in their season opener, but the Sirens fought back and ended up winning 4-3 in overtime.
One of the funny stories from that game is the opening ceremony was so long. And then Minnesota scores early, and you talk to the players.
This is Shisheva on her backhand, drifts to the corner.
And they'll tell you, like, the goal went in, they're all looking at each other like, are you kidding? We scored? Like, they figured they were going to get run out of the building early because they've been standing around.
Guess both teams felt like that. And that game was a great way to start the season. Minnesota's first 2 games were both decided by a goal. Played with a high stick will bring us to a timeout. It's 1-0 Minnesota. The captain, Coyne Schofield. Welcome back to the Prudential Center. We now bring in the third member of our broadcast crew, Abby Labar. What's going on, Abby?
Yeah, guys, you were just talking about that season opener for both Minnesota and New York. And this is a big measuring stick game for both teams because despite it being early in the year, we've seen exponential growth from both clubs since that game when we spoke with New York head coach Greg Fargo. He says he's excited today to see the how. How does his team implement all those little things that they've worked on? He's seen so many signs of growth, but today is going to be a true test, and you guys know it. This is a different type of competition here.
Face-off one. Now Thompson has a redirect, and a pad save by Levy. Bounced off of the sweater of Allison Simpson. Minnesota trying to set up shop. Sent back down deep to Kelly Panic, who had one of the 2 assists on Kendall Coyne's goal, the other to Michaela Kava, who continues to produce on the offensive end. Thompson has it float past her. Here's a chance for Eldridge. Eldridge circles back to the center. Bourbonnais didn't get all of it. It goes wide. Levis now drifts to the point. Sends it back down deep. Jesse Eldridge played under the head coach Greg Fargo at Colgate. She was a 4-year player, a captain her senior year back in 2018-19. This is Baker. Stood up for a moment. Now Jaguar. Jaguar all on her own. Keeps the puck. Drifts all the way back behind goal. Jaguar keeps possession. Tries to throw it between the circles. Taken away easily by Liz Sheppers.
Those passes that are parallel to lines tend to be a little easier to read defensively and easier to pick off. They call them a flat pass, and flat passes tend to go the other way quickly.
And that it did. Minnesota now fighting for it in the far corner. Comes loose to Hobson. Brooke Hobson from Saskatchewan, coming out of the SDHL after 2023. Had 5 points with PWHL New York last year. That is a difference here in year 2. The teams have logos. They have names and brands. New York Sirens playing here at the Prudential Center, which will be their home for the whole season after drifting to a couple different home arenas last year.
a tremendous practice facility at what was the old South Mountain Arena in West Orange, New Jersey, where the New Jersey Devils practiced years ago. Pascal Daou, the GM, and his staff did an amazing job at recreating the high-end, first-class practice-style facility the Devils had when they were there. It looks awesome.
Villiers.
You know, with both of these teams' ability to skate and skate really well, defending with your feet is a term that you'll hear a lot. And that's one thing that Minnesota in the last couple of minutes has done a little bit more. They've been a little bit more active in their defensive zone. Better sticks, better feet, and getting to hotter spots so New York can't create as much.
Minnesota will change. No icing. Here's Levis trying to catch Minnesota on that shift change. Hensley stops it once again. 5 saves so far for Nicole Hensley. Here's another as Rock sent one in on an off angle. Bourbonnais stops it at the blue line, tosses to her left. Down deep it goes, behind goal, slapped along by Channel Watkins. Bourbonnais again. One-on-one against Coyne, who gets it to the neutral zone. Eldridge flips the ice.
First game back for 19 and White Flaherty after a suspension on a hit in a game at Boston early on in the season. A couple turnovers for Flaherty on that shift. A little rusty coming back.
A hit against Alina Mueller had her suspended for 2 games. New York now trying to break out on the rush. Downey Landry finds Fecto. Fecto to Vespa. Vespa looking towards goal, and Hensley makes the glove save and tears it down. When we return, we'll talk to Ken Klee with Abby Labar. It's 1-0 Minnesota.
As we welcome you back to Prudential Center in the early goings of this one, I'm with head coach Ken Klee for the Frost, who are on the board first. When your captain scores the first goal in a competitive game like this, how does that set the tone?
Well, that's good. I mean, obviously she has great speed, and we want her to use her speed whenever she can, and she made a great shot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The one thing, Abby, about Kendall Coyne, she still probably has the best 1-2-3 step in the PWHL. She gets up from 0 to 60 really quick, even with the puck on her stick, which makes her so dangerous anytime she's got some space to get north.
Nyland Person tried to bring it to her backhand, but is stood up by Britta Curl. It's Kendall Coyne's goal at 5:08. That's the difference in this one. Here's Toulouche trying to get it to her backhand, threw it in front. Nobody there.
Toulouche gave her a little bit of a shoulder, and she's going to go to the inside. Caught Steckline a little flat-footed, then went around to the outside, and Steckline with a good recovery.
Panic wins the faceoff. Coming into the game, she had 40 faceoff wins, winning over 60% of her draws. Coach Ken Klee said, when we need a big face-off win, it's probably 12 that we're putting in the circle.
The beauty of Panic, she doesn't do it often, but she will turn her hands over, especially in the defensive zone against bigger opponents, to be able to, I call it switch hitting. Like, so she'll be on her strong side no matter what side that she's on, and it's added another wrinkle to how good she is on the dot.
Yeah, she was 4th in the league in face-off wins last year, 230 of them. That's not counting the playoffs.
So I'm waiting to see if she can do that with a golf club. She's a tremendous golfer.
Yeah, what did you say? She's a scratch golfer?
She's unbelievable.
Oh,
so
my
I'm
goodness.
waiting to see if she can pull that off the golf club and be able to swing both ways on that on the tees.
Coyne tries to throw one in. Sheppers was applying some extra help as well. Coyne steps off. Bookbinder tosses it over to Thompson. Thompson wants to get up quickly. Fighting for it, McQuigg. McQuigg 1-on-2, throws Hobson into the end boards. Slows things down. Leaks out toward Levy. Where is it? Still deep. Players thwacking at it. Finally comes loose to the corner. That one blocked right after the shot by Hartshee. Stepped right in front, no fear. There's a chance now. Jaguar! Oh, and it's blocked. The centering feed by Claire Thompson, who now comes away with the puck. Outlets on her knees. What a great play.
That was a really good look by Jaguar, and even better read by Thompson, who does the slide and breaks up the threat.
Thompson, a fascinating story. She's also a Princeton alum, but did not play professional hockey at all last season. She was in her 2nd year at NYU Medical School. said that she wanted to play in the PWHL, but just the timing with how quickly the league came about, she wasn't able to join the league in year 1. Made a plan to condition herself to be ready to go for year 2. Credit to her strength and conditioning coach Dan Noble with putting together a great offseason plan. Here's a shot and it goes wide. And now Thompson, the 3rd overall pick in the draft, has hit the ground running. Already 4 assists and a goal.
Probably did a little running around Greenwich Village and Washington Square Park at her time at NYU.
Yeah.
So we can keep you in shape.
It was funny when she was talking about it. She was like, there's not a lot of places to play hockey on Manhattan.
No, you've got Chelsea Piers on the west side. I think you got the couple outdoor rinks in Central Park.
Downey Landry, here's another centering feed. And it's left behind her. Downey Landry still fighting for it. And it pops up. 3 white sweaters are there.
The best was the old Sky Rink, which was on 33rd Street, a couple of blocks from Madison Square Garden. It was on the 16th floor of an office building. So it was really cool depending on which net you were defending. You got a great view over the Hudson River. Their grade A's have been really good. They have generated a ton of scoring chances. Their expected goals for to goals against is 5.66 to 1.64, and they are generating scoring chances like crazy.
Face-off won by the Sirens. Quickly blocked. Home run feed looking for Kava. Icing his waved off. Levy plays the puck. Oh! Coin from the boards. Took advantage with Levy out of her spot, and she doubles the lead.
New York wins an offensive face-off, and a really nice play by Buckbinder here to pick off the puck. And on a deep play, Levy goes to make a pass, doesn't see Coin there. Anytime you get on your backhand, there's always that risk that you're not going to see what happens. So no shoulder check by Levy until it was too late. And then Coin, right place, right time. Coin made the read. When a goalie goes to their backhand like that, clean, you pretty much know it's going to go up the wall. So Coin sealed it. And as soon as it got to her, she fired it for Pater.
Coin with 2 goals in this one. It brings her season total to 3. Last year, in 24 games in the regular season, she had 6 goals total. So a stellar start to year 2 in the PWHL. Minnesota wants more. Low shot, blocked in front. Another chance, and it's wide. Flaherty with a couple looks at it. Budarak with it. Bounces to the right point. Keeps it in the zone.
You know what's interesting? In the last game, Minnesota did just about everything right and lost. In this game, New York is doing just about everything right and is losing.
And that second goal really stings. A costly mistake from Levy. And Coin, basically from her knees on those near side boards, just throws it towards goal. And it picked that top right corner as well. Channel Watkins lost her edge. New York on the rush. Moving through now, Carpenter. Alex Carpenter, one of the alternate captains from North Reading, Mass. Is out there with the first line for the Sirens. Himlarova drifting to the open ice. Bangs it off the boards and deep.
Funny moment on the Minnesota bench as Channel got back to the bench, and she basically toe-picked in the neutral zone, and a couple of laughs on the bench as she got back there.
Fillier tried to throw one towards goal. Shishova picks it up. Nice move by Rock to strip the frost. Rock now drifting in.
Her reads last couple of games have been good. We alluded to it a little bit earlier, but she is picking off passes. She's jumping routes. I love how mentally tuned in she is right now.
Rock has been good on the power play as well for the Sirens so far this year. Power play goal and a power play assist. Had a helper in New York's last game against Toronto. Ended a 4-2 New York win. The top 2 teams in the standings squaring off here today. Minnesota in first with 10 points. As here's Eldridge, she shoots, and Hensley makes the save.
Kendall Coyne, second of the day. Little pressure by Kava. Kava coming in behind Levy. Might have dictated to Levy to move the puck to the strong side, the side that the puck is on her backhand. So I think that Kava coming into pressure probably got Levy a little out of sorts as to where she wanted to move it forehand-wise, and then threw it up backhand-wise, and that was the costly mistake.
Thompson off the face-off win. Now Bookbinder. Heisey tries to step through. They'll backtrack to the red line. Levy puts a stop on the puck there.
So Curl just fell in the same spot that Channel did, so I'm wondering, a little quicksand down there.
Thompson, she falls down as well. Now Hartchie fighting for it.
There was a basketball game in here yesterday afternoon, and I know that last night when the Devils played here, there was talk about the ice being average. So you wonder if there are some patches that may be a little soft.
Devils played the Pittsburgh Penguins here last night. Minnesota with a Sunday matinee game we got going at noon. Team will also play here next week with a 1 o'clock start time against Ottawa. Hensley with a handful of glove saves here in the first, as we enter the final minute of period number 1.
Real quality goaltender, very strong mentally. Should be able to shake it off as this game goes on.
She had a fantastic career at Boston College. Set a program record for career save percentage at .940. Fourth all-time in wins with 40 as well, and first in Boston College history in saves per game at 32. Here's Sheppers. Sheppers shoots, and Levy sandwiches it between the legs. Another save for Abby Levy.
Sheppard showing a little speed as she goes down the wing, throws a shot, low 5-hole, real good outlet pass as they get up and they get out quick on the pass by Budarak, and just a shot to the front. And talking about Levy, I spoke to the goalie coach on the men's side of BC, Mike Ayers, who couldn't say enough good things about her career at BC. Got a chance to watch her play a ton and just said, huge presence in the net, and has the ability to make a humongous save when needed, and really mentally strong.
The Frost up by 2. 20 seconds left in the period. Can they get one more? Taken away by New York. Drifting toward the near side boards. Levis. Steckline stops it at the blue line. A shot. Levy makes the save with the stick.
So that's 2 good shots. Testing Levy 5-hole, where she's responded well.
Copy that. 2-0 is where we stand. 20 minutes down. Kendall Coyne-Schofield at 5:08 with assists from Panik and Kava. And then again at 15:42, making it 2-0 Minnesota at the break. Intermission coverage when we return to the Prudential Center. This is PWHL Hockey.
Because there's only 6 teams right now, you've really got the 135 best players in the world that are playing in it. And obviously that pedigree is going to follow them into the league. It is a best of the best, much like the National Hockey League is. But because each roster has so much depth, those decorated players really stand out.
And to your point, I think the rosters are still kind of filling out, or at least were before this second season kicked off. If you look at New York's second and third round picks, Maya Nyland-Person as well as Nora Toulouche, both of them were in the SDHL last year. Now they're joining what they think is the best professional league in the world for women's hockey right here, the PWHL.
Well, so you've got the European influence of players coming over here to play in this league, knowing that it's here. And now for the NCAA players, and the NCAA is the best development system for this league. Those players now have the carrot down in front of them to play not just women's professional hockey, but to play at a level where I don't think it's been played yet with the advent of this new league.
Carpenter wins the opening faceoff. We're set and underway in period number 2. Zandy Hart can't keep it in on the blue line, runs to retreat and pick it up. 2 goals from Minnesota's captain, Kendall Coyne, are the difference in this one. This power play is brought to you by Royal Tiger Towel Paper Towel. Power through tough messes. First power play of the game, just less than a minute in to period number 2. A new rule here in the PWHL in year 2. The players that are on the ice when the penalty is committed have to start on the ice on the penalty kill. Might not be your traditional PKers. Might make things interesting. Already has in the early goings of the season. Jesse Eldridge is the guilty party. 2 minutes for kneeing. Just 36 seconds into the period. Steckline to her left. Cross-ice pass to the slot behind Panik. Panik looking for Batherson. Panic comes away with it. Keeps it in right by the blue line. Steck line. Down to Kava. Panic gets it back. Panic! Oh, tried to get to her forehand, but stood up. Peyton Levis disrupting that play for 12 and white. Steckline. Back down to the end line. Steckline gets it back. Steckline drifting to her right. Passes to her left. This is Grace Zumwinkle. Second line of the power play now in.
Zumwinkle's got a bomb from that side. One-timer.
Reigning Rookie of the Year. Zumwinkle has it. Goes back up top to Thompson. Heisey lost it for a moment.
And she is just sitting there waiting for it.
Right wing circle. Centering feed. Oh! Hit off of a skate and in. 3-0 Minnesota. They cash in on the power play. Looks like Heisey is going to lead the line back to the bench. She'll get credit for the goal as of right now.
And that's a rough introduction for Kaylee Osborne, who took over for Abigail Levy to start the period. Minnesota on the power play. You see Zumwinkle up at the top, sitting up here, just waiting to see if something can happen. Now she drives the net, and they were looking for her as a backdoor one-timer option. It never got through as it hits a player in front of the net, and it hits the New York defender and slides past Osborne. So fortunate break for Minnesota, who capitalized again on a crazy bounce.
Looked like it was Peyton Levis who had it, unfortunately, carom off of her right skate and into goal. It was a clear centering feed try from Taylor Heisey. Instead, it finds the back of the net and is her first goal of the season. She had 5 helpers through her first 4 games, finds the goal in Game 5.
A couple of former Minnesota Golden Gophers and Heisey and Zumwinkle looking to create magic once again, as they have done for the better part of a season, and change, and especially at the NCAA level. And Zumwinkle sitting up there at that left point, just waiting to unload. And when she realized the play was going down to the front of the net, became the backdoor option low in the circle. Didn't get there, but went to the back of the net.
Low shot! Oh, they score! Brooke Hobson gets New York on the board. And a quick answer. It's 3-1.
Those goals after, those shifts after goals scored for and against are so big, and New York gets on their horse and gets up ice quick. The entry is denied, but they stay with it here. And you see Jaguar jumping to the front of the net. Shot through a screen. Hobson is able to find it. Nice job by Jaguar to go to the net and create a little deflection here. I'm not sure if that hit Hobson, that hit Jaguar's stick, or if it went straight in. But real good job by New York to stay with it.
2 goals in just 42 seconds at the start of this second period. What a start to the middle frame. I agree. I think on those replays, I think Jaguar might get credit for that goal. Looks like it took a redirection. Nonetheless, a great play by Hobson. Well, they're sticking with Brooke Hobson on the goal. And New York has a little bit of life after falling down 3-0. Minnesota scored their 4th power play goal of the season thanks to Taylor Heisey, and they respond with an even strength goal 42 seconds later. We got a game here. You mentioned it too, Dave, but new goalie, and Osborne, as that one goes off the post and wide.
That was a clunk.
Taylor Heisey with a chance, now the other way. Backhand, forehand, and Hensley makes the stop. It was Toulouche all alone on the rush.
And she got nailed to the chops earlier in the ship. She really shook it off and showed some speed there.
No! Back and forth we go. Hensley tries to settle things down. Bookbinder looking up ahead to Coyne. Kava tried to find Panic, but Nyland Person there. New York enters the zone, taken away quickly. This is Coyne. Kendall Coyne trying to sneak past on the boards. Person slams her up against the wall.
By Coyne stutter stepping and slowing the pace down and allowed Person a better angle.
Bookbinder fires! Osborne makes the save, sprawls out and lands on top of it.
Dora Toulouche with But a nice breakaway here. Like I said, she got dinged up a little bit earlier, and that shift shook it off. And now with all kinds of time with Stecklein chasing. Stecklein was trying to force Toulouche to go to her backhand. But with Toulouche at her speed, she was able to stay on her forehand, cut between Stecklein and the goaltenders. But in doing that, ran out of real estate to let her hands do a little bit more creative work. And that stopped by Hensley.
Toulouche with her first PWHL goal in her last time out. Has also played with the Finnish national team. Has won 2 Olympic bronze medals at each of the last 2 Olympic Winter Games.
At some point, the Finns or the Swedes and possibly the Czechs are going to break through into that gold and silver bracket at the Women's World Championships and Olympics.
Was it the men's World Juniors last year where Czechia beat Canada, if I'm remembering right?
I believe you are correct. I should know this considering I was calling a lot of those games, but I think you are correct. Canada did go out early last year, yep.
Parity is certainly evening out on the international stage as well. This one thrown in and wide. Lost in the mix a little bit here, but Dave, you mentioned it, is Kaylee Osborne going into that goalie spot for Abby Levy at the start of the second period. Osborne played under head coach Greg Fargo at Colgate. Last year had a 1.28 goals against average in 30 games. Had a save percentage over .940.
16 of the 42 players last year drafted the PWHL came out of the ECAC. It is a big-time conference in women's college hockey.
This one thrown in from the right point, slapped down by the alternate captain, Alex Carpenter. Carpenter's been held in check with that top line of New York that we raved about pregame. Stepping up now, keeping possession, Simpson. Fillier does a good job. Here's Toulouche. Carpenter tries to backhand it out from behind goal. Hensley peeking over her shoulders. Toulouche. They get it to the blue line. Simpson stepping forward. Simpson shoots. Hensley, the glove save. New York is on the board after falling behind 3-0. Do they have more of a comeback in them? Brooke Hobson and company sure hope so.
We welcome you back to Prudential Center, New York, finding the score sheet for the first time in this one, showing us that adversity does not scare this team. I spoke with Jessie Eldridge earlier this week, and she told me after coming off of a losing season, working through the offseason together and starting this year with wins, it just shows the culture and the chemistry of this group. So much so that, guys, outside of the rink, they get together and they watch games. A lot of them live in the same apartment complex, and they not only watch games to just study their opponents, but really to just enjoy the games from a fan perspective and watch the growth of this league.
It's a great way to get to know the rest of the league and one another, as here's a chance for Minnesota fresh out of the timeout. Heisey fighting for it in the corner, tried to sell a penalty, no dice. Downey Landry flicks it out to Zandy Hart. This New York team won just 5 games in regulation last year. That was the fewest of the 6 teams in the league, but already 2 regulation wins and an overtime win in their first 4 here in year 2. Has them in second place in the league. Here's a beautiful chance. Oh, just wide. Claire Thompson nearly snuck it in.
What a pass by Heisey. What a play.
High in the boards, and it deflects out to Osborne, who will slap it along. Heisey and Thompson. A couple players with star power. Heisey, the first overall pick in the 2023 draft, had a stellar rookie year. She was actually playing the first 3 games of the season with a long brace, all the way from her quad down to below her knee. This one thrown in and blocked. Coach Ken Clee said any man would not have been able to play with that.
I don't know if she could walk with it.
It's crazy. Just shows the toughness and the want from Taylor Heisey, one of the leaders of the team and the league.
A couple of Big Ten schools playing in the WCHA on the women's side of the NCAA.
Another high puck goes to the opposite corner. Kept in by Jaguar. Jaguar fighting for it. Now Rosenthal. Rosenthal gets it to the blue line, and to the opposite corner it goes. That was Brooke Hobson, the goal scorer for New York in this one. Hobson had assists from El Harchi and Maya Nyland Person. And it came at the 2:58 mark. We had 2 goals in the first 3 minutes of this second period. Oh, make it another! Jaguar sneaks it. 5-hole. It's 3-2. We got a 1-goal game.
Jaguar been a little quiet on the score sheet to start the season, but she has factored in some offense in this game. Went to the net on the first goal, and here, doing the same type of thing. Goes to the front of the net, follows up with a puck, slaps one to the 5-hole of Hensley. Jaguar has really been on the puck. It all started with Harche just inside the line, and she made a really nice play to slow up just inside, allow the cavalry to come in, and Jaguar finishes.
It's her first goal of the season and 4th of her PWHL career. Elizabeth Jaguar from Quebec City was a round 5 pick in the 2023 draft. Also spent some time in the PHF with the Boston Pride. She has New York down just 1. New York has flexed their depth all season. Last game with 4 players finding their first goal of 2024. More of the same here this afternoon. New York, the closest they've been since early in the first period.
So remember, New York had scored 14 goals coming into this game. Jaguar had been on the ice for 2 of them. That's it. I mean, she's been a little quiet in terms of the offensive side of this thing. And today, New York's got 2 goals. She's been on the ice for both.
Just getting the clock back squared away. 10:06 to go here in the second period. So we're about halfway through this one. And it has been a dandy. Zandy Hart sends it in off angle. Rock fighting for it. Moving up ahead, the Frost through the neutral zone. To the far side, Thompson fires, and Osborne gloves it. Here's Carpenter again. Wants to make the most of this shift. Goes back to the neutral zone where Hobson picks it up right by the Devils logo. Heisey all alone. Puts on the brakes, waits for reinforcements. Here's a shot. It's low. That was from Britta Curl on the second chance. Now Fecto. Finding Downey Landry. Downey Landry keeps it on her forehand. Stepping up, just out of reach. Oh! What a save by Hensley! Fecto had a great chance. Somehow it stays out. Chloe Arar in on the mix as well.
Minnesota's going to wind up on the power play here, and boy, they just got a big stop. Jay Downey-Landry's got this amazing ability to just make things happen when nothing's really happening, and she did on this last shift, and Hensley had to be brilliant to make this save, and she dives across the goal line. But Downey-Landry on the wall, here it is. Fights off a check, finds a late trailer in Erard, and Fecto, much like she did in the last game, planted on the doorstep for an opportunity.
Second power play of the afternoon for Minnesota. This power play is brought to you by Royal Tiger Towel Paper Towels. This is Minnesota's second chance on the woman advantage. They cashed in on the first with 2 shots on their first power play. Taylor Heisey had it go off of the skate of Peyton Levis. It's Jay Downey-Landry who's in the box for 2 minutes for hooking.
And last breakout, Steckline put one into the skates in panic, busted the rush. New York able to recover and kill off 20 seconds.
New York has killed 7 of their 9 penalties. Stepping up now, Thompson. Got deflected wide to the corner. Coyne shovels it off to Thompson. Heisey to Zumwinkle, and it's blocked. Grace Zumwinkle Got a tall frame and 3 goals so far this year. Heisey will try. This one's blocked as well. Nice job by Simpson stepping in the way there. They keep it in the zone. Nice job by Thompson. Thompson steps up. She tries one. It falls down. Still loose. Osborne trying to get at it. And McQuigg making it tough on her.
Get Minnesota on the power play here at the penalty down in Landry. As soon as your stick goes parallel to the ice, you're asking the official to put their arm up.
New York able to win the puck and get it clear. And that'll do it for Minnesota's second power play. They dropped to 4 of 12 on the women advantage this season.
Minnesota's power play started a little cold. Last couple of games, it's heated up a little bit. And as I said in their game when they did the game against Boston, this power play by late in the season, once it starts to really go, could be over 25%. It is elite.
Downey Landry out of the box. Channel Watkins fighting for it on the far side boards. We approach 5 minutes to play in the second period. Shots just about even now, 13-11 in favor of the home team, the Sirens. There have been 3 goals here in period number 2. Minnesota made it 3-0 on a power play goal. There's an off-angle shot and a big save with the stick hand by Hensley. New York responded with 2 counter punches of their own to make this a 1-goal game once again. 5 different goal scorers in this one. Elle Hartje, the only player with multiple points. She has 2 assists.
Dad Todd had a lot of those games too. He was a tremendous player in his day.
Saw the great feature at the first intermission for Elle Hartje. Played her college hockey at Yale, 4 years there. Was a captain last year. Had 40 points in her senior year with the Bulldogs. Shepard shoots right in on Osborne, makes the pad save. To the opposite corner it goes. 4 minutes left in the second. Batherson. Loose in the corner now for Budarak. Shepard comes away with it. Shepard wants it back. Minnesota setting things up. Coyne back to the top. Steck line. Faking the shot. Drops it off for Budarak, pardon me. That one goes high. Jaguar, the most recent goal scorer. Sent it into the O-zone. New York trying to make something happen. This is Rock in that line that you mentioned, Dave. They like to spend time in the O-zone. Bourbonnais just wide.
I just think Abby Rock's decisions on and off the puck have been really good. Offensively, defensively, she looks really locked in to what's going on in the game, and her details, hockey IQ-wise, have been excellent.
Rock, a national champion herself at Wisconsin, won the 2019 Natty against Minnesota.
I think Wisconsin's won about 47 national championships in the last 10 years. Like every time I look up, Mark Johnson's heading another ring.
Fell just short last season. National runners up to Ohio State. This one thrown in low, blocked by Panic. New York wants to keep the pressure on. Panic comes away with it, able to tap it out. Watch out, this is Kendall Coyne. Coyne drops it off behind for Kava. To the corner it goes, sent along by Coyne. Simpson tried to hammer it out. Instead, backtracks to Abby Rock. Rock with a successful clear. Watch out, this is Zumwinkle. Zumwinkle gets to her forehand, tried to throw it in, but Rock stands her up at the blue line. Another good play by 11 and Teal.
Zumwinkle could be one of those players, 13 and white, that's big but slippery. Like sometimes those long bodies have a tough time getting around or through people, but she's so good on her edges that she can slide off and check really well.
Was tied for second in the league in goals.
But I think that both teams now put their footprint on the game. Both teams have gotten to the net. Both teams have made some imprints on the hard areas in front. But I tell you what, one thing where I really like what New York has done, New York has really eliminated a lot of Minnesota's net back game. and not allowed them to create from there. When you are really good with the puck below the goal line, that means all the defenders on the ice generally are looking away from where their checks are.
That's going to be a high stick. Minnesota will go back on the power play as New York touches up. Yeah, Petrie, a big loss. Had 3 goals in her first 4 games. Also, Sophie Jakes just got put onto the long-term injured reserve list this morning. Chance for Coyne. Had a beautiful look between the circles, but the puck hopped over her stick. New York trying desperately to clear it. Panic, bouncing puck, still loose. So Coyne had another look at it. Drifts out to the corner for Nyland Person, who clears the other way. There'll be about a 30-second difference between power play clock and this second period. So a chance, if Minnesota doesn't cash in before the end of the period, that they'll have to start the third. Quickly turned over, and New York says thank you very much. All the way back down, Fillier is going to apply a little extra pressure.
As soon as Curl made that pass, she dropped her shoulders. She knew she should have kept going forward. She threw it right to the teeth of the New York PK.
Zumwinkle, a lot of speed, tried to get to her forehand. Thompson winds up, deflected, just wide. Thompson let one rip from the blue line as we tick toward 5 seconds left. Carpenter thwacks it along, and we hit the end of the second period. An eventful middle frame, Dave. Jaguar with the most recent goal. We got a good one that should be fun in period number 3. Hang around for intermission coverage. New York trails Minnesota 3-2 at the end of the second period. This is PWHL Hockey. He's Dave Starman. I'm David Korzanowski. Abby Labar has been ringside throughout the game. It's been a fun one. Thanks for joining us here, whether you're watching on MSG Sports Network or TSN north of the border. We say thank you for joining us here on this wonderful Sunday afternoon. Dave, it is getting cold, though. It is really hockey season, hockey weather. It is about 15 degrees here in Newark today.
And it was spring here last week. I mean, I was taking a walk down by the boardwalk in my neighborhood. I was in a long sleeve t-shirt and a pair of jeans. It was beautiful. Like, all of a sudden, winter in this region, we've been spoiled. Winter in this region came on suddenly.
Just about set for the start of period number 3.
It's hockey weather. That's kind of the way
it certainly is. It'll be Heisey taking the draw against Abby Rock. Rock wins it. And New York starts with the puck with Minnesota on the power play for just about 20 more seconds. A big hit on the boards, and this is going to bring a penalty. Looks like Curl with a roughing on Bourbonnais.
So very abbreviated 30 seconds to start the period will go away. 77 and white is Curl. She gets the hands up into the face of Bourbonnais, and that is the call. And I think all levels of hockey have done a really good job in the last 5 years of emphasizing contact to the head and protecting players in that manner.
So we'll be 4-on-4 for 19 seconds. Minnesota with no shots on their most recent power play. They dropped to 1 for 3 on the woman advantage this afternoon. Bourbonnais and the Sirens setting up 4-on-4. Waiting for their first Royal Tiger paper towel play. Heisey with the puck sends it back to Steckline. They're going to play keep away.
Sorry, Dave. What's interesting is Minnesota kept Zumwinkle and Heisey, who were on the ice when the penalty was taken, on the ice for the 4-on-4. Because that's a good 4-on-4 matchup for Minnesota. As soon as New York get on the power play, those two changed quick.
Full head of steam for Carpenter. Carpenter slams on the brakes, sends it back to the point. Zandy Hart over to her left, trying to drop it down low. Active stick by Batherson, but it's kept in by Fillier. Eldridge slams it behind goal. Rock gets sandwiched against the glass. Glove down. Zandy Hart tries to keep it and does. Finds Fillier. Fillier to her left. Rock now. Rock drifting between the circles. Sends it to her left. New York setting up, slow and deliberate here on the woman advantage. Rock, centering feed all the way through. Fillier gets it on the near side boards. Fillier, the first overall pick in the draft, on the power play. Fires! And it's blocked in front. Steckline stepped in front, Panic. Coyne tries to break it out. Steckline will slam it.
Minnesota dodges trouble. Baptist had a couple of attempts to get it out. Both were knocked down, and New York was able to extend some power play time.
Some good looks for New York. On the woman advantage, just about 5 seconds left.
Without Ella Shelton out there for an extended period of time, it has allowed New York to do some other things on their power play. Their power play was good last year, and Shelton obviously was the quarterback, but now New York's got 4 real mobile, good offensive-minded defensemen that, with Shelton not in the lineup, can see some more important looks and minutes, especially on the power play.
New York leads the league in power play goals with 5, as we're going to have another penalty here. Looks like this is going to go against Minnesota once again, so New York will get another woman advantage as Toulouche going to take some time with the extra skater. Goalie is off. Nyland Person sends it to Rosenthal, up to the top. Here's a high shot, and it's blocked down. So we will see what the call is, and New York, just like that, after being off of the power play for the first 2 periods, has 2 chances early in the third.
I think it's going to be a rough, and it might be Shisheva, who got tangled up in the corner to the left of goalie Kaylee Osborne in the offensive zone. Here's the one-on-one battle that's going on. There's a little bit of an extra, and enough for Shisheva to sit for 2 or less.
This power play is brought to you by Royal Tiger Towel Paper Towel.
Again, with the addition of Fillier, the power play units change a little bit, but with Shelton out of the lineup, you lose a real key component, and you lose a little bit of the ability to split up 2 good units. But Rock and Eldridge off to the off to the right of the goalie on the offensive left wing side can cause a lot of damage.
This is Levis. Levis with Thompson on her back. Gets it to the left point. Thrown in. Hits some bodies and bounces to the corner. Simpson couldn't keep it in.
Another thing that's happening is with the addition of Fillier, Eldridge has been back on the power play a bit. So she's been able to use her shot from long distance where she can score from, and that is a huge asset for New York as the season goes on.
No shots as New York works through the neutral zone. Simpson. New York's had a lot of the puck here in period number 3. Can they even the score? Minnesota led by 3 at one point. Sirens with the last 2 goals thanks to Brooke Hobson at 2:57 of the second. Then Elizabeth Jaguar just under 9 minutes into period number 2.
And you bring up a good point, because what did Ken Clee say to us before the game? We're not shorthanded very much because we have the puck a lot. New York's had the puck a lot in this game, and Minnesota's taking a few more penalties than normal.
Rock looking for a centering feed. Slapped in, deflected and toward Kava. Kava going to take it end to end. Michaela Kava backhands it, looking for a teammate in Heisey. Instead, New York has a chance for a 3-on-2. This is Rock. Rock tries to get around on the outside. And picked up by Heisey. Heisey, an eventful shift. Back and forth she goes. This is Zumwinkle. Zumwinkle ridden into the boards. And Bourbonnais picks it up. Finds Toulouche. Toulouche fires, and Hensley makes the save. Rebound chance. Another stop. Now Minnesota the other way. Oh, just wide. Looked like panic. New York. Can they return the favor? This is Fillier. Fillier looks for Carpenter. Back to Fillier. Oh, and Hensley able to swallow it up. Face-off one out of the break by Minnesota, but New York tries to keep it in their O-zone. We went back and forth with a few chances just before the break. Here's Himlarova. Backhand shot. Oh, the rebound was juicy. Steckline throws it in off of a skate. Oh, and a big save by Osborne. Just like we went into the break, we come out guns a-blazing.
All right, so the track meet took 2.5 periods to get going, but it's just getting started. And here comes Minnesota on the break, and they're starting to use their open-ended speed. Taking an opportunity, and Shisheva going to the net hard with her stick down, trying to convert. Kaylee Osborne, she She has been terrific since coming in early in the second period.
Love down by Panic.
New York was 15-5 on offensive zone faceoffs against Toronto, and they are doing well on the dot again today in the offensive zone.
Backhanded forward by Toulouche, trying to keep it in the zone. They will. Here's Carpenter. Watch out. Oh, she scores! Her fourth of the season. Alex Carpenter ties us up at 3.
There are a few players in the league that are more capable and dependable than Kelly Panic, 12 and white, and she just whiffed. And Carpenter, look at this shot. Holy smokes. That's Bobby Carpenter-esque. What a play by Carpenter. She just jumped on a wounded duck right here and wasted no time. Henson goes down into the RVH, which I absolutely can't stand. And Carpenter sees the open net up top, and being that the puck's on her strong side, is able to sneak it up top shelf over the shoulder of the goaltender.
Alex Carpenter, the only player in the league to be named the top 3 star of the week in each of the first 2 weeks this season. Was the first star in week 1, was the third star in week 2. She has the game-tying goal here midway through the third in New York's 5th game of the season. Her father played in this very arena for the New Jersey Devils.
You know, it's interesting. I scouted with her dad for 4 years with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Got to know Bobby fairly well. She's a wonderful, wonderful human being. And I always felt like he was a day or two ahead of anything that was going on, just the way he thought and processed. She's the save.
Turnover. Jaguar pulls back, and a save by Hensley. Thrown back in front, but it drifts to the neutral zone and past. Whoa.
Too many shakes and no bake. Held on to the puck a second too long.
Jaguar nearly had her second and nearly gave New York the lead. Carpenter's goal is unassisted at 8:55. We're knotted up at 3. These two teams have gone to overtime 3 times in their first 6 matchups. Here's a backhand shot. Hensley, another save. Bourbonnais off the face-off win by Abby Rock. Taken away. That was Budorak. Gets it to the red line and past. Nice pressure by Sheppers. New York has been able to recollect and get back into the O-zone quite a bit here in the third. Minnesota trying to disrupt that. Zandy Hart finds Eldridge on the opposite end. Eldridge enters the zone. Drops it behind for Rock. Down low now. This is Brooke Bryant. Bryant getting her second straight start playing with the first line, including Himlarova and Shishova. Thompson. Off of the boards and down deep. Osborne surveys.
Another really good shift for Rock, especially finishing off with a good hit to break up a play.
Here's a shot, that one well high into the glass, but Downey Landry able to get there quickly. Dial in person, slowing down Shishova. Hobson scored New York's first goal back at 2:57 in the second. Made it 3-1. Minnesota led 3-0 at one point. And New York has clawed back. They have had the better of play here in the third period.
So the last time these two teams, we talked about Minnesota did a lot of great things.
Watch out, here's Fecto. Fecto on her forehand. Saved by Hensley.
That New York is doing in this game. Minnesota did a lot of really good things in that game, and they just didn't get rewarded for it. New York in this game was doing a lot of really good things, not getting rewarded, and have, because their stick-to-itiveness has been terrific. Fecto drives the dot lane, throws a shot to the front of the net. Hensley, nice simple save.
Simpson now lofts one in. Hensley another save. Steckline without her stick. It's snapped in half. You can see it. Curl sends it in to the New York end. Steckline did get a fresh stick. Now trying to pick it up against Toulouche. Steckline reaching out for it. Just barely got there. Heisey. Zumwinkle now. Zumwinkle a good outlet. Budorak. McQuigg. A glove went flying. Drifts to the corner. Fillier played that with a high stick. Ref side. 5:49 to go. Does one of these teams have a goal left in regulation? Don't go anywhere. We got a good one on hand.
Sort of go the other way. I'm a big believer that any time that you can touch a puck and kill a play, do it. Because if you all of a sudden lay off and allow the other team to start almost with like a free possession, it probably puts you in lack of structure and them in structure, which is not good for you. Touch the puck, kill the play.
Fillier with it. Tried to send it up to Zandy Hart. Well defended by Bryant. Bryant with 3 assists so far this year. Here's thrown in by Fillier, and another pad save. Carpenter unloads, and it's wide. That's the top line for New York. They've heated up as this game has progressed. Carpenter with the most recent goal, unassisted, earlier in this third period. That's Carpenter trying to settle it down with their skate. Steckline to Heisey. Heisey with a pass to enter the zone. Kava, Heisey deflected just wide. .200 seconds to go in regulation. Coyne had the first 2 goals in this one, had it stripped. Fillier tries to take it the other way. Steckline's at the blue line. Minnesota trying to set up shop, which they've struggled to do here in the third. Steckline unloads. Fillier got in the way. Steckline still with it. Looking for Heisey now. Kava. Kava to the corner. Loses her edge from a hit on by Bourbonnais, pardon me. Saved by Osborne. And over towards Harchie. Harchie, a nice pass up ahead. Finding Carpenter. She shoots, and it's blocked by Steckline. Steckline stayed in the shooting lane. Made sure that Carpenter wouldn't find another. She's the reason we're tied up 3-3. Scoring at 8:55 of this third period. It's the only goal here in the third. Love down by Nyland Person. She turned it over. Here's Curl. Curl springing out. Curl just high. The other way now, Carpenter. Carpenter drifting between the circles. Throws it to Fillier, who shoots. And a save by Hensley.
Well, Curl had that one labeled and it just went over the net. Carpenter here, sheer brilliance. Goes lateral. You see 3 Minnesota defenders are caught flat-footed.
Eldridge fighting with panic. Able to get it to Rock. Rock with a pass. Here's a bouncing shot and another save. Hensley backhanded in front and flicked out. Zandy Hart down by the end line. Zandy Hart still with it. The captain throws it back behind goal. Rock gets on her horse to try to chase it. Shoveled along by Panic. Now Coyne. Coyne outlets to the other end. Kava. Coyne gets it back, and a save by Osborne. Flicks it along. 15 seconds left in regulation. Coyne spinning behind goal. They get it to Thompson. Thompson's going to shoot. Save Osborne with the glove. 6 ticks left. And it won't be Panic taking the face-off either. Looks like Heisey against Carpenter. Carpenter wins it. New York going to drift this puck towards the near side boards, and that should do it. Well, we're going to need overtime again. 4th time in 7 meetings between these two teams, and 2nd time this year. Minnesota led 3-0 at one point. Alex Carpenter only needed 19 seconds to score the game winner when these teams met in the opener and went to OT. Will we have a quick goal? Or will the teams have to fight and claw for it through the 5 minutes?
Folks, watching these two teams play 3-on-3 is worth the price of admission. Stay tuned.
It's Fillier out there with Carpenter and Bourbonnais to start for New York. For Minnesota, they have Coyne, Steckline, and Panic.
And remember, 3-on-3 overtime, it's all about possession.
Steckline drifting to the end line, will bang it off the end boards to Panic. Panic goes back to Coyne, who's looking for a hat trick. She's got 2 goals still with it. Coyne's going to drift behind goal, take some extra time. Panic off of her skate, tries to drag it to the backhand, and it's turned over. New York will go for a change as Bourbonnais swivels back toward Osborne. Osborne in her first ever just action in the PWHL will play here in OT.
Against the defending champs. Welcome to pro hockey.
Looking to enter the zone now, Rosenthal fighting for it with Kava. This is Rock as well. Thompson out there for Minnesota. She collects.
And that was not a dump in. That was more of a creating a race by putting a puck to good space. Because like I said, the one thing you don't do in overtime is chip pucks in.
Izzy's got speed. She wanted to spring the rush on her own. Drifted a little too far ahead of her, and Nyland Person will take it. Here's Abby Rock. Rock has played well today. Rock drifting to her forehand between the circles. Rock still with it, right side. Abby Rock circles back. Gets slammed along the end boards and pokes it away. Here's a chance. Zandy Hart shoots and a save made. Heisey with Steckline. Heisey's gashed. She's going to hop off. Steckline with it. Works through one. Down to the end boards. Picked up by Curl. Britta Curl will backtrack to the neutral zone, and Minnesota will regroup. 3 minutes to go.
Because she knew Steckline needed a change, and when Steckline was attacking the net, she didn't just waste the shot to the net, because if they didn't get possession back, she'd be out of the play.
Batherson, guarded by Zandy Hart. Batherson has Zandy Hart right on her. Zumwinkle loses it. Here's a chance. Eldridge, and a glove save made by Osborne. She tried to get it back into play quickly, but the ref blows the whistle. Bourbonnais to Fillier. This is the top line back out there. Carpenter with the most recent goal. Double teamed. Fillier just threw it across, and it bangs off the boards for Thompson. Thompson, a full head of steam, enters the zone. Thompson still with it. Shovels it down deep to Coyne. Coyne looking for an angle. Finds Panic. Panic settling things down at the left point. Panic shoots. That one's high. Toulouche to Carpenter. To Bourbonnais. As the Sirens look up ice. What a beautiful pass. Here's a chance. And another save by Hensley. Abby Rock. Another point-blank opportunity. Nyland Person had it stripped. Can Minnesota capitalize? Here's Heisey. Watch out. Taylor Heisey. Backhand shot. It didn't get through. Abby Rock retreating wonderfully. Rock plays catch. Finds Nyland Person. Another beautiful pass. Oh, what recovery by Curl. Sprawling out. Able to get her stick on it. Rock circling towards goal. Had it lost on her forehand. Rock keeps it in. Eldridge now racing for it. Eldridge gets to it. Eldridge with an angle. She shoots. Another save by Hensley. She is on fire.
She was any hotter in the crease with Melt. Holy smokes. What a series of saves that she just made. Two right-handed shots. We tried to go to her glove side, her left. First it was Rock. Tremendous job with the pad. And before it was Eldridge. And on both situations, great depth by the goaltender, top of the crease.
The overtime shots 4-2 for New York. Face-off won by the Sirens. Can they capitalize with 40 seconds left? Or are we heading to a shootout? Fillier stepping up, circling back. Fillier, the first overall pick, dishes it off to her right to Bourbonnais. Less than 30 to go. Bourbonnais is going to backtrack to the neutral zone and beyond. They're looking for one more rush. This is Fillier. Fillier, a ton of speed, enters the zone. Fillier gets to her forehand, shoots. Hensley, another stop. Loose behind goal now. Just 4 seconds left. Zumwinkle won't get to it. We head to overtime, and we head to a shootout. Well, the fans got all they came for and more. An early Christmas present from the Frost and the Sirens. Who's going to go home happy? The shootout's underway. Toulouche picks up the puck and enters slowly. Going to go all the way towards the Minnesota bench. All the way back, drifting in. She scores! Went to the glove side. New York up 1-0.
Nothing drives a goalie more insane than when somebody comes in that slow, because it just gives you too much time to think. And Toulouche with a nice move to the middle and beats Hensley to the glove.
Denisa Shishova with the first chance for Minnesota. Nice job. Kept it on her forehand and waited till Osborne went down. Snuck it behind her skates, 1-1.
The longer you can stay on your forehand, once you get in tight, the better. Shishova does a really good job of getting the goalie down with a little shoulder fake, and then knowing that there's space, holds on.
1-1 now, and the first overall pick in the draft, Sarah Fillier, steps in. Fillier tried the backhand. Hensley makes the first save of the shootout.
So when you get a shooter onto their backhand, you know that they're limited. They can only do one thing now, and that is basically put the puck on goal. So Fillier gets in. She's got a chance here. Once she shifts to the backhand, Hensley knows the shot's coming, and now can get over aggressive.
Reigning Rookie of the Year, Grace Zumwinkle. Fakes and scores. Make it 2-1 Minnesota, their first lead of the shootout.
So I'm wondering if some of the information and intelligence going on the Minnesota benches, Osborne, I'm talking about, thrown to the first fake. So you see Zumwinkle drop the shoulder a little bit, gets the goalie down, fights the first fake.
Carpenter, full head of steam, wasting no time. She shoots and scores. Top left corner. Pinpoint accuracy. We're knotted up at 2.
You know what? Whether you're 5'6" or 6'6", you're not stopping that shot.
Both teams have earned a point here today. The question being decided here is who gets the second point. Michaela Cava tries to make it 3-2. Oh, she crashed into Osborne and lost the puck. We're knotted up heading to the 4th round of the shootout.
Cava drives the net hard here. And Osborne, this time a little deeper than on the last 2 shots. So she didn't have space behind her. She couldn't recover.
She was shaken up a little bit, took off the mask, put it back on, says she's good to go. This is Elizabeth Giguère to try to give New York the lead once again. Giguère drifting in slowly on her forehand, and Hensley got a piece of it. Still 2-2.
So they went glove hand on the first shot, did New York, and score. And this time Hensley equal to the task with the glove on shot number 4.
Here's the first overall pick in the 2023 PWHL draft. Taylor Heisey, a star from Minnesota. She scores! Went glove hand. Minnesota back in front.
Much like Carpenter's goal, this just had a whole lot of steam on it. It's just a heavy shot. And powers it past the glove side.
Hensley can win it for Minnesota with a save. Rock must score to extend the game for New York. Rock drifting in. Rock. She stood up. Nicole Hensley makes the save. Minnesota wins in a thrilling shootout. 4-3 the final. That'll wrap up our coverage from the Prudential Center here in Newark. Goal scorers for Minnesota: Kendall Coyne twice, Taylor Heisey once. For New York, Brooke Hobson, Elizabeth Giguère, and Alex Carpenter. It goes to a shootout, and Minnesota wins 4-3. Next PWHL game is Friday night when Boston takes on Toronto. For our producer, Andy Bach, for Abby Labar, and my broadcast partner, Dave Starman, I'm David Korzanowski saying so long from Newark. Happy holidays, everyone.